I had the luxury of growing up for part of my life in Washington, D.C., and so the National Mall, the space between our United States Capitol out to the Lincoln Memorial, was part of where I grew up. And so I actually was struck in 1982 when I came to Olympia that this area that was railroad tracks and warehouses was actually intended to be our National Mall, our state equivalent of that.
And we are a group that has been dedicated to protecting and perfecting the views to and from America's most magnificent Capitol campus setting. And what we were for was the creation of a great public civic space on the Isthmus by acquiring the buildings that had become derelict and empty and really need to be taken down and removed. And it's all the more powerful because it's tied back to the original Wilder and White vision that first surfaced in 1911, and it is still the right thing to do today.
People here in Olympia talk about the view of the Capitol Dome as being from Tumwater Hill or coming down the I-5 corridor. But the fact of the matter is that the founders of our state really placed the Capitol in this location. So you'd come around Dolph-Meyer Point at Boston Harbor and look down to the end of Puget Sound. And that was kind of the center of our state, was the end of Puget Sound, where people came down the Sound to go to the first legislative meetings or came over the mountains and up through Grays Harbor and down that way.
There was, unfortunately, in 1965, a building called the Capitol Center Building, a 9-story building which impeded the view. In 2008, there was a proposal to build a similar size building to the west of the Capitol Center Building, which would have completely blocked the views of Puget Sound in the Olympics. And luckily, we had people like former Governor Dan Evans, former Governor Albert Rossellini, former Governor Booth Gardner. Actually, all the former governors signed a proclamation saying that we can't, the city of Olympia should definitely not rezone this area and that we should keep that view corridor open.
It's pretty unique when 5 or 6 former governors come together in agreement for one issue. Look at what they all signed together. They said, protect the Capitol, protect the view of the Capitol building, the legislative building. It's unique, it's special, it's better, protect it.
In June of this year, the city of Olympia purchased 2.3 acres on the Isthmus as the first part of the Capitol Olympic Vista Park. And we call it the Capitol Olympic Vista Park to depict the wonderful capital of Washington and the Great Olympic Mountain Range. The city did this with the help of Thurston County, the citizens of Olympia, and now the state of Washington through the just passed capital budget and private contributions from people in our community. So we have now acquired 1/2 of the land required for the eventual creation of the great civic space on the Isthmus.